What's up, guys?
Hey.
We're back with another reaction. What are we doing today?
So today we're going to do a song that I think you probably know, and I know it as well. So anyone who's watching this video and skipping to the reaction, like, we know this song, okay? It's White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane.
Yes, I know this.
So it'll essentially be a breakdown video, and I've always wanted to do a breakdown video to this song because I absolutely love Alice in Wonderland, and I have since I was a child, know a ton about it. So we'll see if we can do a solid breakdown of this song.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yes. Okay. And this video is sponsored by Carnivore Snacks. Today I have the lamb sliders, and I'm just loving this because it gives me an excuse to eat one and to show you guys what it looks like. I've eaten way too much today though, honestly. So they look like that, and they're dried, and they're salty and really crunchy. You want one?
Like lamb.
He doesn't like lamb. But they're so crunchy and delicious, and I'm obsessed. Like, I can't stop eating them. I was eating them earlier today, and I was like, oh my god, I have to stop because there's going to be no more left. But so amazing. Only 2 ingredients. This one, since it's lamb, it's grass-fed lamb and Redmond real salt. And it's like dried meat, but like melts in your mouth. I just chewed mine because, we don't have time to let it melt in my mouth right now. But it is amazing. So delicious. I totally recommend this. I'm a keto carnivore. I only eat like meat and dairy actually, and fat, meat and fat, but like animal fat. And I get bored of having just steaks, so this is great. And you can use our coupon code. It's with Smith, and you'll save 15% off your order. And the link for that's in the description below. And you can also use that same coupon code for my other favorite meat snack, which is Chomps. It's the best beef jerky ever. And Carnivore Snacks is not beef jerky, but Chomps is beef jerky. So I definitely recommend getting both of those if you love meat snacks because they're both divine and they're both good for you. They're all grass-fed and free range and no shady or crazy ingredients. All of the animals are like pasture raised, well taken care of. Minimal ingredient, only ingredients you can understand. You can't get better than that. And you can use our coupon code for 10% off all orders and additional 10% off subscriptions. And the link for Chomps is in the description below. You can also use this coupon code for SeatGeek for $20 off your first purchase. It's a ticket website. You get tickets for anything like concerts, gaming, sporting events, what have you. And it's all electronic, no paper tickets. Couldn't be easier. We've used it. We've loved it. And coupon code's right there. $20 off your first purchase. The link's in the description below. Check out our Amazon storefront. The link for that's in the description below too. There's some good sales on those items. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Social media is right here. And yeah, that's enough from me. So let's get to the real reason why you're here, if you even made it to this point. And let's go.
One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small, and the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, tell 'em a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you the call.
usually we pause, but this song's so short and I couldn't really figure out a good place to pause at, so I just let it play. So typically what we do here is we do breakdowns. So we're going to do a breakdown and then we're going to let you know what we think of the song, even though we already said we know it. So I'm sure there's a deeper meaning here, but it is on the surface all about Alice in Wonderland. So
Yeah, except for one line, I think.
what line?
The ones that mother give you don't do anything at all.
So yeah, Alice's mom doesn't give her any medication.
So I'm saying she's talking to the audience that's listening to the song.
Well,
Do you know what I mean? Whatever, let's break it down. We'll talk about it when we
yeah.
get there.
So one pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small. So Alice in Wonderland, Alice takes the pills, and it was also a drink. The drink she drinks makes her big, or the drink makes her small, and then the cookies make her big. So it's not actually pills. Do you want to look up the lyrics on Genius just so we can see what other potential interpretation it could be? So if one pill makes you big and one pill makes you small, if we're going to think in a real life term, a pill that makes you big, like kind of like makes your personality big, would be like an upper. And then a pill that makes you small, like kind of like down or like quiet, would be like a downer.
I would think so.
Yeah. Let's see. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. So that could mean one of two things. It could either be that she has Munchausen and but that doesn't really make much sense, or just like the type of pill your mom gives you is like Advil or like some like a like anytime you need like an antibiotic or something like that. So it's not going to get you high, is I
Yeah.
think the meaning here.
Yeah, I believe that don't do anything at all means you don't get high.
It's not like placebo. It's not Munchausening you. Ah, go ask Alice when she's go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. So Alice gets 10 feet tall, I believe, from eating the cookie that says "Eat me." And then she's huge. She like fills out the whole house. Unless that's just in the cartoon. I haven't read the book in a while, but that's typically what happens. Um, and then from like a real life perspective, go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. Like, go ask her how she's feeling when she's like insanely high. Because
Interesting.
if you're 10 feet tall, you're essentially like much closer and much higher than everybody else. Because
Yeah.
we're all at most in like 6 feet something. Um, and if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, so this is like with Alice in Wonderland, she chased the white rabbit and fell down. I believe it was like an empty tree stump or something like that, or a rabbit hole. A rabbit
There
hole
was a
in a
rabbit
tree stump.
hole.
Yeah.
Because that's where the phrase like you went down a rabbit hole comes
No,
from.
it is a rabbit hole, but I feel like in one of the cartoons, it was like a rabbit hole created in like a dead tree stump.
Oh yeah,
I feel, from what I remember.
maybe.
Maybe.
So yeah, I don't remember Alice in Wonderland that well. So like I know vaguely what you're talking about. So I mean, you explaining these things helps me because I know that the whole song's about Alice in Wonderland, but in the story I don't remember what happens.
Yeah. So he says you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall. So I feel like that's kind of like saying if you're going around like chasing highs and you
Mm-hmm.
know like you're gonna withdraw maybe or
Maybe.
like be down a little
Or
bit.
yeah, or you're gonna be so okay. So you can interpret it two ways. If you're going the psychedelic way, if you're chasing a rabbit and you know you're gonna fall,
Yeah.
meaning you're gonna be tripping, you're gonna be
Oh
lost. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like you're
That's a
gonna
good
be out
one.
there. But because so that's more of you're gonna fall, meaning like it's an addiction. That's more of like an anti-drug message, which
That's
this is
true.
not.
No, it is
You know what I mean?
not. We both have 7 years sober, so it's
Yes.
funny.
Yeah, of course.
But no, I get that for sure. Let's keep going. Tell him a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you the call. So the hookah smoking caterpillar was always sitting on the mushroom, and Alice would approach it and he would just be like, "Who are you?" And like he was never very helpful. Well, he was a little more helpful than everyone else, but still like no one really helped her find the white rabbit. And then in real life,
Okay, so
I don't.
I looked up an annotation. So wait, finish the line and then I'll.
So tell him a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you the call. He called Alice when she was just small. So is he a drug dealer?
So yes, it says continuing the drug culture allegory, it was common to be introduced to the scene by someone else, so you'd have to give a reference when buying or joining a
Or
party.
reference.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so tell them that we sent you. Yeah.
And you'll get the hookup.
And yeah, so and then Alice, I guess before she was
Before she was high.
so I think that, but then it's weird because one pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small. So when they're saying when she was just small, are they
Maybe she
saying
was just on the wrong drugs.
are they saying when she wasn't giant or when she was actually miniature? Do you know what I mean? It's like when she was just small, which one's that referring to? I think like you said, when she wasn't high.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or at least just not high on what makes you larger.
Yeah.
When the men on the chessboard get up and tell you where to go,
Mhm.
and you've just had some kind of mushroom, and your mind is moving low. So the men on the chessboard, I'm gonna guess like you're going up to the people who know the guy, who knows the guy, to try to get the drugs,
So wait,
right?
before I look, get up and tell you where to go. I'm assuming that's like cops. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah. When the men on the chessboard get up and tell you to go, and you just had some kind of
tell you
mushroom,
where to
where to go.
go.
So like you're high and people are telling you where to go, and your mind is moving low.
Or maybe like in a club or something. And then it says, oh, so it says, when the men on the chessboard get up and tell you where to go, and you've just had some kind of mushroom and your mind is moving low, go ask Alice. I think she'll know. When logic and proportion have fallen sloppy dead,
So
and the white knight is talking backwards,
that's
and
in
the
the next
red
verse.
queen's off with her head, remember what the dormouse said, feed your head. So who could the chessman be? You think it's
Hold
the
on. So I found up the annotation for the when the men on the chessboard. It says allegorically these lines probably refer to authority figures giving orders.
okay, you're right.
Policemen telling hippies or drug users to leave the place they've been squatting. The state drafting citizens and sending them to the battlefield.
Oh my
Interesting.
God, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like just like being in a club and all of a sudden they're like, "Yeah, you're going to war like tomorrow."
Yeah.
You're like, "I'm on
So
shrooms."
this, I think back in the day, was mostly like outdoor. Do you know what I mean? They were like
Yeah.
congregating outside.
So yeah, so they're telling him where to go and then you're like, "Oh my
Just had some
God,
kind of
I can't
mushroom.
handle this." And then they're like, "Oh, ask Alice, she'll be able to help you."
Like how
So
to
I
deal with
guess
it.
yeah, she's the more seasoned
Yeah, let's see.
tripper.
Yeah, I want to see what their annotation is.
And then when logic and proportion have fallen sloppy dead, so nothing's making sense because you're so high, and the white knight is talking backwards. So the cops, no one's making sense to you. Everyone in charge or telling you what to do is not making any sense. And the red queen's off with her head. So you're getting in trouble. You're
So,
all getting in
but
trouble.
in the story, what's
Oh,
the
right. So
oh yeah, the chessboard
the
too. We
men on
didn't
the chessboard, that's just more in lines with the Red Queen. Like there were the men on the chessboard. It's just another Alice in Wonderland reference.
the
Um,
chessboard was alive, right? Isn't that what it was?
yeah, like the chess pieces, but also I feel like the playing cards were also involved with that. But it wasn't really anything like, it was just at the Red Queen's court.
So then
Like
the
they sort of bossed around Alice though.
yeah, no, I was just wondering. So like in the book, the story, the men on the chessboard are actually living men, right? In the Wonderland, right? They're actually people that could talk and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what
Like
I'm
they're like
saying.
little characters.
Yeah. And then the White
The
Knight.
White Knight, I mean, I
Does
don't remember a White Knight.
does he talk
Unless it's the
backwards?
white knight from the chessboard.
Oh, yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he never talks backwards. However, he does sing nonsensical ballads, and backwardness, mirror reversal, is a theme of the book. Okay.
Okay.
And the Red Queen.
And the Red Queen's off with her head. It's a very common thing she would always say, is off with her head. Anytime someone pissed her off, she wanted Alice's head as well. Remember what the Dormouse said. The Dormouse was always saying, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. So, like, she kept trying to ask the Dormouse where, or was it the rabbit saying, I'm late? Someone was always saying that they were late, but I remember she kept asking the mouse where the white rabbit went.
Okay, so
No, I don't think it was it the mouse? I can't remember who was late.
okay, so this is an interesting annotation. This is annotation for just this line. Remember what the Dormouse said. So it says this line is perhaps the most debated of the entire song. Many people believe that the line is supposed to read, remember what the Dormouse said, feed your head. However, in Carol's Alice, the Dormouse never actually says feed your head. Jefferson Airplane is either putting words in his mouth or introducing the sentiment as a separate thought. The direct reference here is to Alice chapter 11 when the Mad Hatter is questioned before the court. But what did the Dormouse say? One of the jury asked. That I can't remember, said the Hatter. You must remember, remarked the king, or I'll have you executed. This context gives an ominous spin to the remember what the Dormouse said. If you don't feed your head, take drugs or tune in, expand your mind in general, it could seriously cost you. Alternatively, this might be a commentary on apathy and the nonchalance of the drug scene. The Hatter does not remember or care about the important detail. Drugs, too, can cause listlessness and memory loss.
Yes. Okay. I was getting confused. It was always the rabbit saying, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. And then he's running. So the Dormouse wasn't really actually, there was no mouse. I'm getting confused.
I don't remember.
I've seen so many different, I've read the book, I've seen so many different adaptations of the movie, and they all sort of blend into one. It gets a little confusing after a while.
Yeah.
But he says feed your head. Obviously, that's like taking drugs, taking mushrooms, doing whatever it is that you're doing.
And,
like opening your mind up.
yeah, and apparently he never actually said this. What I just read, right?
No.
In the actual story.
No. I think it's just I think they're not related lines. I think that he says, remember what the Dormouse said. The joke is no one remembers what the Dormouse said. And then she just goes, feed your head.
It's a separate thought.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think.
No, I mean, that makes sense.
This was harder for me to try and interpret based off of my knowledge of Alice in Wonderland than I thought it would be.
It's interesting.
Yeah. I don't remember as much as I thought I did.
And that's the end of it, right?
Yeah,
There's no more
that's it.
lyrics.
Nope. So, I mean, we both know the song, what do you think?
No, it is. It's great. So I didn't know all the lyrics. I just remembered how the song starts. Yeah, obviously this is before our time, but like the
Yeah,
whole
like the 70s,
I think even 60s.
Really?
I think so.
Oh.
Let's see. And then the whole psychedelic thing is cool.
Yeah.
So even the band name, Jefferson Airplane,
I don't know what that means.
I've never heard anything else from them.
No, me neither.
I don't know what the name means. Jefferson Airplane. You would think it's like Jefferson's airplane. Do you know what I mean?
It
Like,
could just be like a joke with the band or like a thing with the band.
yeah, I don't know what it means. But yeah,
I don't
anyway,
know.
this song, it's great.
Yeah, it is very good.
Yeah, 1967.
Okay,
The
so
album,
the end of the 60s.
the album is called Surrealistic Pillow.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, this is an awesome song.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's been in so many like shows and movies that we've seen.
It's like 60 years old and it's still being listened to and played.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy.
It is great.
You know, it's awesome. I'm glad we broke it down.
Yeah,
Get a little more insight.
Exactly, because I was like, there has to be more than just an Alice in Wonderland meaning here, which is really what I wanted to get to the root of.
Yes, I mean, I always knew it was about drugs, but I didn't know how it related to what was happening in the story because I don't remember it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it uses elements of Alice in Wonderland to tell its own story. It's not really telling the story of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, I think it's just equating like when Alice goes down the rabbit hole, she's in this crazy new world, and if you take drugs, psychedelics in particular, you'll be in this crazy new world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So the song's great. We love it. Don't forget to check out Carnivore Snacks, Chomps, and SeatGeek and our Amazon storefront. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you.
Bye.